It is, of course, MLA versus MLA. AsZeal versus AdmiralGeneral on burnt pizza. It's a pizza. It is a burnt pizza. I'm sorry. But there you go. What can you do with a burnt pizza? Spawning in! The players are north spawn in green. We have AdmiralGeneral going bots first, as you would expect, and on the south spawn you have AsZeal also going bots first, as you would expect. Aha, you see? I called it without even seeing it. That's how bloomin' omniscient I am. There you go. Right, so bots there for the combat fabs. Probably have some docks raiding going on all around elsewhere as well. There's mechs all over this planet. If I just swoop around super slowly there, you can kind of see what I mean. A few choke points in and around, which are good to claim if you can. Come out there with your, again, your pretty standard opening build at this stage of proceedings. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to PA meta. So, Air Factory second from Admiral, perhaps Pelicans? Might be a wise choice. No, Admiral's not known for his cheese, that's Kazipko's realm. Good to see a Firefly coming out, though. We don't tend to often see all that much scouting actually happening by the pro players. Firefly sees what Admiral already knew was going on. Yeah, Admiral knows this meta like the back of his hand. Double bot fabs moving around, grabbing all this mechs. Nice and efficient. Getting up nice and quick. Second bots for Admiral. Well, strictly speaking it's the third bots, but it's also second bots. Whatever. We're going to have a lot of docks moving around, hopefully a lot of docks raiding going on. Nice chase off of the scout there. So with a lot of docks comes a lot of map control, theoretically. Having said that, AsZeal has not gone for double bots, he's gone for a vehicle factory. Interesting. He's going to go for the more direct and slow and steady approach. Again, he is playing against Admiral, who is going to have much greater mobility, having with the docks build here. So AsZeal is going to want to take these choke points, maybe move up with some fabbers as well, supported by those ants and spinners there, certainly given Admiral is apparently playing for the air game. 2 air factories. Have we got another air factory coming up there? Yeah, second air again from AsZeal. So he's going to keep in the air game. Again, I like this from Admiral though. Regardless as to the fact of whether he's playing MLA or Legion or whether he's gone double bots or whatever, he's still putting up turrets by his expansions. This is a good move simply because they're so far away from his base, and if he's going to be focusing his units elsewhere, it just makes his expansions more viable in terms of actually lasting and giving a little bit of map control with them, rather than just, hey, here's a metal extractor shoofing into your economy. But there you go. T2 probably going to come up in the next couple of minutes. I suspect Admiral might go for vehicles. Possibly bots for the locusts for the direction between the bases here with these lava pools. It's possible. What do we got down here? Still expansions from AsZeal going into different directions. Docks moving up this way though. They could definitely put a bit of pain to AsZeal's expansion. Are they going to get there before they're picked up by these 4? I don't think so. That was fortunate. Bot fabs do survive. Admiral, however, does get the scout on the expansion. T2 vehicles from AsZeal. Oh wow, lots of T1 from Admiral. So he's delaying his T2 just a little bit to maybe have a little bit more map control. He knows that he's an advantage in that regard at the moment, so why give it up to go to T2? Why not just keep the pressure on? I mean, he's not really putting on all that much pressure at the moment, but he has got the greater unit numbers as far as I can tell. Army tab there, yeah, 62. A-game's kind of even. Looking at that, Admiral probably just ahead. Again, it's 2 factories apiece, and there's the D2 vehicles from Admiral as well. Levelers, possibly some shellers in there as well. I say as well a lot, don't I? Possibly some shellers in there. Ooh, nice mod for the line of those docks. Ooh. I need to actually have a look into that and get used to that, because that, in theory, could be a really useful mod, certainly to control these choke points and make, well, semi-concaves. What else can we really expect here? Docks moving around the back. They do outnumber the vehicle defense at this stage, so they can definitely move in and raid all this mechs. They don't necessarily need to go into the base at this point. They can just go around and raid all of this mechs around the back, and certainly knock AsZeal's economy back down a little, couple of pegs there. He is floating his metal, so it's not going to do too much damage to him at this stage. However, if he does knock out these 3 mechs, that's a total of 21 mechs killed, which is pretty decent. You can't sniff at 21 dead mechs. Lobs there for the defense, though. That is certainly going to play to AsZeal's advantage. And here we go. Going in for the mechs kills. 14 down. The turret will go down, as will the mechs here. He needs to keep microing these. Easy's not going for the mechs. Yes, he is. Is he? No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Oh, that micro though. Mechs does go down. Those docks have served their purpose. He can just leave them on a single move command there. Really nicely done from Admiral. Airfabs as well, moving around, getting all of this expansion. Look at that economy, 250 to 131. Definitely in there with the whole map control and expansions idea from Admiral. He knows that the back of the planet is just so vast that he can just do whatever, because most of the action is going to happen as the crow flies. Hence the cheeky airfabs. Which is a bit of a gamble, but at the same time it's certainly paid off. Hey, look at that economy, it's double. Double that of AsZeal, which is really, really good. AsZeal, however, in the air game, Admiral also. Gotta hand it just ahead to AsZeal there, but oh, the air factories. Admiral wants this air game back. Even with the T2 bot fabs. We'll start to see some stuff. Whoa, lots of... Well, Fab's going to be taken down there, preventing any middle expansion. I kind of like that, but again, the bots could perhaps be used, certainly now that he knows, Admiral knows that AsZeal is certainly going into the air game. When he's pushing forward with his bot fabs like that, it might be a good idea to actually build some Galata anti-air turrets ahead of the metal, so that you can actually defend against those silly bombering runs that are just going to be annoying. Again, kind of like I said on this side, locking down the map with all these turrets is going to be a nightmare to crack. There is only one Galata there, so if he manages to take down that, he then has bombing freedom. The general way Admiral's playing this, though, is just to keep the pressure on and over time up that pressure. The way he's building his base gradually towards AsZeal is perfect case in point of that. It's going to reduce the movement time for the vehicles to get to the base. In theory, it also increases the number of units that are actually there at any one time. Levelers coming in, though. There are a number of docks here to be able to deal with this. There'll be the meat shield while the leveler does its work. Ooh, geez. What have we got in terms of raiding around the back here? We have got a few docks in random places. And in fact, AsZeal's been doing a little bit of raiding there. 3 mechs down. Again, Admiral is okay for eco right now. He's not too bad. Plus he has T2 in his base, so he can always just up that metal. And we can even see there in the build queues that is exactly what he's doing. He's working on it. Kind of odd that he's working on the outer mechs first before going back into the base, which is really, really weird. Why not just build the safe mechs in your base first? Although I suppose if he had another bot fabber and actually building some defences around here as well, then I might understand it, but he's not. Leveler's pushing in. not quite managing to do so. Nice defense there from AsZeal. Again, it's a wonderful case of yeah, just trying to do the best with what you have. More docks raiding from AsZeal though, knocking Admiral down a further 21, so he's now killed off 42 metal income in terms of docks raiding there. So these guys are definitely paying for themselves, and again, lots of open mechs here. Admiral's finally been putting up a few turrets, but still, I mean, the mechs have probably paid for themselves by this point easily. They pay for themselves after something like 30 seconds or something like that. So the fact that they've stood until 11 minutes means they've certainly paid for themselves and has allowed Admiral to get up his T2. And at this point, Admiral probably really doesn't care about these mechs in the back because he's got his T2. He's hunky-dory, as one could say. Can someone slap Ultimate Rafterman, please? He's getting on my nerves. What do you expect from an NBC tag? Right. So, the defensive line is there from AsZeal. Nice levelers. Kind of need some shellers in there as well. Certainly now that we've got walls coming up. Has he seen that? That's the question. Let's have a look at what he's actually seen. He can see walls going up in his radar. It's definitely time to start mixing in some shellers, Mr. Zeal. Shellers are going to be wonderful, not only at breaking through that wall, but also at dealing with this other expansion on this side here. And also we're dealing with levelers and higher priority targets, I mean, just in general. He has got the air game, well, I was going to say down to pat, but Admiral's air was on the other side of the planet, unbeknownst to me. Was coming in again, killing off the Fab, but not necessarily the expansions. Is he going to go back for those? He would. He's got the opportunity to do so. I suppose he's not really bothering with it. He's not too fussed. Having seen the Galata, back he goes. I'm surprised Admiral hasn't put up another... Yeah, I was going to say another T2 factory. There it is. Again, he could do that closer to AsZeal's base, or even on this side over here and start pressuring this side, because this side has been completely untouched and it's all happening on this side. We're going to actually see some trench warfare with some no man's land there. Lots of wreckages between the bases. Might even see some bonus T2 bots coming up. Another T2 factory from AsZeal, taking his total to 3, so he's definitely going to have some nice production there going on. Admiral still sat at 2 T2. So looking at the army tab here, let's have a look. So the factory count 14 to 25, Fabbers 18 to 13, and mobile units about double in favour of Admiral. Looking at that, most of that double, well, half of it rather, is in the air. The other half in terms of docks and ants, which when you have a massively superior T2 army, isn't going to mean a huge amount. But oh my goodness, the bombing run! Oh, that was wonderful. Taking the opportunity, down go all the docks and all that support there. Is Admiral going to take the opportunity here to push it on the ground as well? He is. AsZeal desperately trying to get behind the walls here. He needs to do so very, very quickly indeed. The air fight is going on. Let's have a look in the pip there so that we can see overall what's going on in the air. Looks like Admiral absolutely wrecked AsZeal in the air game. It's all happening now. The walls are still there, kind of defending AsZeal. They're breaking down over time. Air again, without the air support from AsZeal, Admiral has free reign over all of those levelers, and AsZeal hasn't got all that much he can really do. He cannot do a huge amount about this, which you can't really argue with. There's the GG from AsZeal. Is he going to kill off his comm? Where is it? It's there. Sat nicely away from all the action. Yeah. Why is it doing that? Come on. What's going on? No, it's going to be doing that again, is it? Okay. It doesn't like me doing my cameras anymore for some reason. I don't know. Since the PT came out, it's really been bugging around. GG's have been called, so AsZeal hasn't got a huge amount left that he can really do. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like me doing my schmancy cameras anymore, which is unfortunate because I kind of like doing my schmancy cameras, you know. Ooh, there's a schmancy camera if ever there was one. Upside down cast. So that was the Admiral versus AsZeal game. Having said that, you know, Admiral's assault there, not doing the best. What we got? It's really frustrating because I used to be able to select units and then track them, but it's not letting me do that anymore, which is why we can't necessarily follow a... Oh, now it's letting me do it. Okay. Oh no, that's because it's not in dynamic camera mode. That's why. Is that, are you serious? Why are you messing me around, game? Where's even the commander? Oh, he's sat over here, hiding away. There we go. Got him. God, that's annoying. Right. Can't do a huge amount about this. What can he hope with levelers platting away against his face? Bombers coming in to finish it off. And there's the game. Death cam! Rip smackiness. Yeah. Shame about that, but oh well, we got it in the end. Which is okay. But yeah, that was an interesting game.